Good morning, slash afternoon, slash evening, slash whatever time you happen to be watching this. This is Noxter with an episode of MineCraze Cosmos. You may notice something's wrong with this picture. No, not the random livestock around. You could ignore that. Yeah, that's right. We've got this big dock. Port thing. The sort of place, you know, ships, boats, vessels would come and go and stop at. That's fine. Problem is, this terrain, if it was dark, could become quite dangerous, and you know, all these swampy islands and stuff, and you don't want collisions. What this place needs is, I don't know, maybe a lighthouse. Here's a building we could use for that. There's also a flying boat over there. You can ignore that. So, I've built this thing, and it's quite nice. I went for a very similar style to the one at Port Plankton from the old days of my single player in Terra Noxter, because I like that style. Same size. It's a little bit more spacious in here because thanks to the Redstone update and the invention of daylight sensors, we can now don't have to have a light sensor under a massive fountain hidden somewhere in the middle of the town. We can have it right up the top. It's not built yet, in case you're wondering. It's not some crazy invisible light that mysteriously appears in the sky. That's what we're going to work on this episode, in fact. So we might want to look a little bit at the theory of lighthouses, because there were two main problems that things I didn't really like about the Port Plankton one. The first, which was the most annoying, was the fact that you had this big tower. You had a top layer, in quotes, balcony somewhere around there, and then massive chunk of tower, then the light on top, because it used all that space for the wiring. That sucks. I don't like having that massive space. I want to have like a top balcony, little bit of space, and then the lamp on top. The other thing was it had the spinny around lights, but I didn't like it. They were a little bit fast. They were just like, sorry if I just gave anyone an epileptic fit then. But it would be kind of nice if it was a bit more of a slow, sedate. Alright, so a while ago, I'm just going to borrow these for now. I'll put them back. A while ago, Vintage Beef, for those of you who watch him, was building a lighthouse for his village, and he showed something that he got from somewhere else. I don't remember where, and it's not really relevant. But what he does in his system is he has something like this. And I did that in the wrong order. You get a bunch of rails, and these are detector rails, because we want them to detect things. That's why the detector rails are for. No, that needs to go this way first. And what you can do... Oh, now I've messed that up. Oh. Everything is messed up. Okay, that has to go like that. Okay, it's probably better to do this with an excess of rails, because you can break these later, but you need to do that, that. No, that messes that up, so we need to have that there when we do that. Anyway, you get the idea. You do that, and it works in a circle. Well, that's weird. Apparently I'm missing the texture for that. Is that a new texture there? I don't think they had texture for those yet before. I think that must be a new thing. Well, that's weird. Yeah, that's a new texture. It must have been recent, because before when I was testing this I didn't see it. Anyway, I'll fix that later. the principle is the minecart goes around in a constant circle because of these slopes, and it's a fairly slow loop. And you can put lamps under there and it'll have our desired effect. The problem with that is it's very difficult. Like, say I wanted to stop it, because we don't just want lamps that go woo woo woo, we want lamps that go woo 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 only when it's dark. So stopping that's a bit of a problem. You're going to do things with the rails, get the minecart to stop, but that's not good enough because it means it's just going to stop it from spinning. One of the lights still going to be on. So stopping it is quite a pain. Luckily, however, I have figured out a means of... Actually, no, I haven't. I have not figured out a means of stopping it. What I have figured out is something that works just as well. So rather than stopping the minecart from turning and powering things, we just move the lights out of the way with pistons. So I have come up with a plan, and I've actually made it up. I've got a nice image showing me all the layers in a fairly convenient way. It's a little bit not very self-explanatory, some of the things about the ways, which way up things go. But, you know, if I've, or you know, in general, the design, and I've built a working model of it, I can work it fine. So hopefully, I think what I'll do is I'll include a link so you can, if you want to follow along at home, download the plan in the description, and also put up the different layers as I do them in this video. So the plan starts this top layer here. Now I've already got the ring of the walls around the edge, and it comes up from this staircase. If you're doing it yourself, you can figure out this bit for yourself. And this glass and this. So this is listed on the plan, but I haven't, there's other stuff that needs to go on this layer, like this bit needs to be finished off, and then there's a balcony, which I put on the plan, even though it's not really relevant to the beacon, the light lamp thing at the top, just because I hadn't built it yet and I wanted to use the plan to see it. So I went and looked through the plan and counted up the blocks I need, and I think this is everything I should need. And I probably miscalculated and missed something, and that's probably wrong. These tools, by the way, I should mention about them, they don't have to be these specific tools. They can be any type of item that doesn't stack, or a whole stack of anything, really. I just used mostly wooden shovels because they're cheaper, but I also made these other tools just to get the achievement for those things, so that I could get the other achievements, so that I could actually get achievements instead of just feeling like a noob because all I'd ever done was knocked down a tree, even though I'm roaming around with awesome diamond tools and killing withers and such. This is just other random junk, which I guess I'll just have to live with because there's no more space in this chest. So, let's have a look at this. We got a piston, a daylight sensor, 2 comparators, 6 repeaters, 8 redstone, 4 redstone torches, 8 sticky pistons, 8 detector rails, 38 blocks of glass, 6 iron bars, 64 plus 31 fences, a chest, 8 redstone lamps, a torch, a glass pane, 28 stone brick slabs, 20 birch slabs, 5 they're just regular stone slabs, and that's just to finish up that bit at the top of the stairs, so if you've already done that you can ignore that. 9 cobblestone walls, our minecart, 44 stone brick stairs, 36 brick stairs, 5 ladders, a door, 19 bricks, 21 smooth sandstone, 34 regular sandstone, a block of lapis, so beautiful, 12 cobblestone, 8 jungle wood logs, 8 stone bricks, and 8 random unstackable items. Alright, so I can't fit all of this in my inventory at once, so I'm going to grab this, and this, and this, and this, these, that and that, that. Just trying to grab the things I think I'll be using more immediately. Now, the design of the plan, if you are looking at it, again, it's not the sort of thing like if you just had the plan, you'd look at it and go, whoa, I don't understand any of that. Well, you would probably understand some of it, but you wouldn't get it. It's meant to be more of a companion to this video, so you know you could watch this video and then use the plan as a reference and be able to build the thing, rather than building it just off the plan, which I think is kind of a nice idea because a lot of the times if you watch a tutorial for something, it's like, here's how to do it. And then you just go watch through the thing again, pause it, rewind, pause, find the bits you want. So, yeah. So, the plan, there's 2 columns of stuff, you'll see. And it goes from the bottom up. The bottom is the bottom, the top is the top. Both columns show the same information. The left-hand column just shows exactly the layer you're on. How do these guys go? They go like this. And see, this is one of the things that's not quite so clear exactly what the plan means by itself. But yes, so the left-hand column just shows exactly that layer, and the right-hand column shows that layer plus the layers underneath, but the other ones fade out a bit as they go down. So just to make it clearer how things fit together. Now, you probably want to view it in some sort of thing where you can zoom in, and preferably use a grid. They're 8x8 squares, 8x8 pixel blocks, just to make it a little bit easier. So what we're doing is building a balcony. Yep, that goes out to there. And we've got these upside down stairs to look like supports. So it's mostly slabs that are flat, but you got the ridgy bits that stick down. And that one I did wrong. So we'll go down here. The wonders of feather falling floor boots. And we can look up. I'll just go up here. And you can see there's these ridges which help support it. So I'll just finish that off because you get the gist of it. Looks like we just had our first miscount. I need 4 more stone brick slabs. And again, this is the balcony section. This is sort of below where the actual wiring takes place. So if you're doing your own design, obviously you can ignore what it says on the plan and just give up to like the 3rd layer or something like that, 3rd or 4th. But if you want to do it an exact replica, then this is how you do it. Or if you just want to get something out of the idea and do it a little bit differently, that's fine too. So many stairs this side. So this is a nice balcony, and I think that concludes the first layer. Next layer looks something like alright, so we add another glass block to the middle, and we've got these iron bars here just to make a railing so we can't jump off the cliff. Then we got bricks all the way around, just as, again, this is an architectural decoration feature. If you're using your own types of blocks and you're doing something different, you might not have these looking like this. And we didn't grab any fences, but there is a ladder, I think, here, and there's also our door, because we want a door. Alright, so the fences go along there, and they overlap at the corners a bit. Just so that basically so we can keep the shape of the balcony round without it looking like a big square stuck on the side of everything. But still making it so we can walk all the way around the balcony, because otherwise it's not doing a very good job of being a balcony. It's just a decorative balcony, which is a little bit sucky for this sort of thing. So this is like, yeah, fairly small, nice tight little balcony. Looks great. Alright, the next layer. So we have smooth sandstone here and here, and here and here and here and here, with iron bars in between to be like little windows. And then the rest of this is sandstone. There's the top half of our door. And there's a torch here, just to provide a little bit of lighting. Oh yes, and another bit of glass in the middle, just to continue that pillar. The next layer, we have our blocks of smooth sandstone above the windows. So the smooth sandstone just makes a kind of a frame for everything. Above the door we're going to have a block of lapis just to look a bit more fancy. It's one of those things I failed to grab, but I'll get it in a sec. At this point we also have, let's check, yeah, this is where the floor level goes, or the ceiling I should say, and we're using slabs of birch wood. Nice light colour, which is sort of a theme for this particular build. And that goes everywhere but in the middle. And here we're going to have a piston. Now, the piston, this is not a functional piston. This is like using that, again, awesome feature of pistons that they let light through, but they seal up the opening. So in this case I want to have daylight going all the way down here for a reason we'll discuss later, and also just it brightens the place up a little bit more. I mean, there's windows everywhere as it is, but you know, a little bit of extra light's always nice. Time to get more supplies. Oh yes, and we forgot to add the rest of this ladder on too. That's kind of handy because it allows us to get up on top. Okay, so our layer plan is... Ooh, suddenly complicated stuff. So, we'll put the chest down in this corner here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our 8 random objects in there. You could vary this number a little bit and it will have an effect. Next to this chest we have a comparator facing that way. So what the chest is used for is to give us a constant output value from this comparator. Because, you know, you can start with a full signal and run it out a little bit. But this is a really cool method. You know, a single block gives you a specific signal strength. And that's what we're going to compare the daylight to. So daylight sensor in the middle, comparator facing away. Because this is a comparator, this will only pass the signal on when it's stronger than the signal coming from this chest. So this means this is going to turn everything off if it's daylight, essentially. And this just lets us only do it if the daylight is strong enough. After that, fairly straightforward. We got some cobblestone here, not there, but here. Now we better put the walls in as well, because they're actually part of the circuit in this case. So sandstone around the edge. And then repeaters going here. Here, these don't need any delay. They're not for the purpose of delaying things, they're for the purpose of just carrying the power through. So that means all these cobblestone blocks are powered. Someone's not understanding portal mechanics. Alright, next layer. Alright. Let's start with our edges. So this time we're using a row of bricks just to give us sort of a bricky red stripe. So we'll put the corner ones in, which are blocks, and the edges in are just stairs. Because this is the point at which things start to get a little bit narrower. Oops. And they go around like so. Alright, and then we have redstone, which goes on all of these. And cobblestone, which goes in front of them all. Meant in front of them all, you silly twat. Like so. And then our torches go. Redstone torches, of course. Let's just orient ourselves. Now, this doesn't particularly matter which blocks these actually come off, as long as there's one in each corner, because all these blocks get powered by the wire on here. Alright, so that's that. Also, cobblestone wall in the middle. This is where it starts. You could start a little bit higher there. Again, design, how much you'd actually see is a little bit relevant because it's way up in the air anyway. Next layer. This time we have smooth sandstone blocks and fence posts around here. So that's using up all of them. This cobblestone wall is going to continue. There are going to be another miscount of things because we need 4 more redstone torches. Wow. And 4 cobblestone blocks. So, torches, we've got the redstone, but obviously we need it for other things. Okay, so our redstone torches go in here, on these blocks here. And I'm not entirely certain that I didn't accidentally make a mistake and put in 4 redstone instead of torches. But anyway. Alright, so that's this layer. Now, just paying attention, we put those redstone torches below, which power these 4 blocks, and these 4 torches also get powered, because they're also on the same blocks. So all these 8 blocks get powered when that stuff down there gets powered. So our next layer we're going to extend this up here. We're going to build an extra wall, more brick stairs, so it's another sort of stripe thing. And then we're also going to get our fences and extend this up. And then we get our 8 sticky pistons and pop them in here like so. Next layer. Fairly straightforward. Extending these higher. Putting our lamps in place. And it just got dark. You can see now they're extending, which is what we'll be wanting to happen. Then a ring of glass around here. So yes, this bit in the plan, obviously, the lamps swap between the 2 positions, but I've built it in the off state. The next layer is pretty much the same. We go extend our fences, extend the glass, upper layer, and then extend the cobblestone center post up as well. After that, this time we're adding these jungle logs, and we're using them because I like the texture of them, sort of goes well and balances everything. Again, finish the glass. Around and extend the fences up. Next layer. This is where things start to get fun. Oh, I've got to extend this guy up as well. Alright, so this is where we do that ring of our detector rails. We're also going to have bricks around the edge, but we're going to need another temporary building block to get the rails in place, and I grabbed an extra one just to help me align them up. You can decide whether you want the lamp to spin clockwise or anti-clockwise. It's not particularly relevant to anything. But, alright, so here we go. Wait. Oh, never mind. We do want to actually put our bricks around. I'd just forgotten these stairs are going to be upside down. Like so. So they're mirroring this ring down here. Break out these temporary support blocks, and yeah, because these guys are upside down, we can put the tracks on top and everything can actually work. Actually, let's not do that one yet or it'll connect wrongly. Same thing here. Now there's one way that this will work, which looks like it's this way, which is good. Nope. Bad. Let's grab this guy from here. Nope. Bother. Like that, that's what we want. Come on. Bringo! Alright. So now, that texture thing is so weird, but now this guy spins around happily dappily, or chappy, and the lights below come on. Which we can't quite see, but they are spinning in a ring, which is what we want. Fences here. This time they're going to go out and make a little supporty thing around here. So now we've got the functional part done, in fact, because we put the sensor in, so those lamps are actually only, they're powered because they're directly underneath those logs which have the detector rails on them. But during the daytime, those pistons will retract and the lamps won't be there and they won't be powered. The minecart will still be spinning around happily and powering everything, but nobody will care because there's nothing for them to power. So that finishes off this layer, and then we're just doing a little bit of roofy stuff. So the way I did this was to get these guys, and this time we're putting a little bit of a curved shape on them by cornering off the side ones, like that. And then the solid bricks in the middle to fill in the gaps. Having them here won't affect the minecart. It would if you had them in this middle bit, because it would get stuck. That's why we don't have them here. And of course, we need to extend this guy up as well. And for the next layer, we'll extend him up one more. Looks like that. We're also going to put 4 of these guys here. And, ooh, we need another 4 slabs. So I bigly miscounted there. So slabs on here is what we're going to need. Alright, slabs on here. Like so. And then we're going to have a glass pane. Some fences around here. And what they do is they form a tiny little spirey thing on the top, so they join together and then it's 2 blocks up. Now this is going to look especially fancy with the next bit we're going to do. So we've just finished off everything that's on the plan, which is nice. And let's take a step over there and have a look at it before the sun comes up and it turns off. and before the lag destroys everything. So as you can see, the lights are spinning around quite nicely, and it's not like raging super fast, which is, yeah, it's a nice slow steady speed as we said we wanted. Also, slower speed means the lighting isn't updating so fast, so it'll be good in terms of preventing lag as well. Oh, and it's stopped already. And also, if we, you know, again, remember our two complaints, the other one was the balcony. Balcony, finishing up the top, then the lamp head, so it's not this huge above that. So proportion-wise, that's very, very lovely. Alright, so there's another feature though that this lighthouse wants to have. We're going to take this guy, these guys, and these guys, and make one of these guys. Then we're going to get 9 blocks of iron, another piston, another sticky piston, a bunch of redstone. Now I need to figure out just how much I need. Also, we're going to... I didn't make another daylight detector. I'm going to have to get another one of those. Alrighty. So under here... Oh. I'd already made one. Oops. That was silly. Now I have a spare. And there you go. So, another piston. And again, this is the same feature. Now, important fact, daylight detectors can't be moved or affected by pistons in any way, shape or form. So, no worries about that breaking. Same with the one up the top as well. So, again, the piston can't actually do anything at all. It's just there to seal off the edge so there's a nice gap we don't see through into the underside. And things like that. As well as still letting light through. And of course the reason, like before we said we still had the cobblestone walls and stuff up there to allow light to go through, is because we want light down here to affect this daylight sensor. Actually, we're going to remove the block underneath it. And down at this layer we're going to put our iron blocks. We also want a sticky piston where my head is. So let's just dig down. Like so. And that's going to be there in this current state because it's currently daytime. So we want, let's see, how's it go? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, that powers the piston because of the daylight sensor, and it just so happens that having it at 5 like this corresponds to the number we had with those 8 tools in the chest. So this will activate this piston at the same time as the lights up top get activated. And then we're going to whack down our beacon. Now, this beacon doesn't work because this platform is incomplete. We can access it. We can... Can you put a... No, we can't put effects on it because it's incomplete. You could... Wait, if it was complete, you could put effects on it and then when it changed, have something, which I might do later just to be a bit interesting. But for now... There's a cow inside. You can stay in there, Sir Bovine. We've got about 5 minutes to wait. Let's get a nice vantage point on this massive wall of trees. I should mention about this wall of trees. I think I've just mostly ignored it. This is a... Oh, it's a wall of trees. I'm basically just farming a lot, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots, and lots of wood. And I'll let your crazy imaginations imagine why. Yeah, so I've got oak trees here. This time I've actually spaced them out so they're staggered, just because when I had them all next to each other, I wasn't getting very many saplings back comparatively, because they're sharing leaf space, which is kind of a problem, because you slowly run out of saplings. So hopefully spaced out, I might get a few more so I can get more and more and more trees. There's also a whole ton of the spruce trees over there, and they're also very, very nice. And it's going to be a while. So let's just watch the sun set gently over the ocean, over a nice scenery with our lighthouse and the dock in the background, not foreground, midground, sun's in the background, ready for the moment of truth, of beauty. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No more of this, just a bunch of lights spinning around. Let's have a massive blazing beam of brilliance blasting up into the inferno. Into the blue, the beyond, the sky. Now that's what a real lighthouse has. And if we go inside, it's also really cool because we can see it all the way up. Oh, let's fill in this glass now. And this also acts as an on indicator, so from inside, if we're not outside, we can easily see, yeah, the light's on, good, everything's working. And this is a beacon you can see for miles around. Well, maybe not literal, actual miles, because, you know, the render distance, but you get the picture. And again, that's all sealed between the two pistons. And we've got our access ladder that accesses at least up to here. Brilliant. And yeah, this is quite cool because this is our glass, that glass pane, and it's in the middle of things, so it makes the cross shape. Sort of looks like a little crystally thing, which is sort of going the bzzz effect, which is quite nice. Although it is a little bit weird because of the light, it actually looks like really dim, even though it's like, you know, a beam of light shooting up into the sky. Nice view from up here. Let's see what it looks like from over there. Hey pig, what the heck are you doing out here? Let's go over to that island. You can actually barely see it because of the darkness, I guess. But you can sort of see a faint line there. Maybe that's an effect they should fix. Really, the lighthouse is more obvious than the beam. Slight downside. Either way, it's really quite amazing. You have to admit. You notice it when you get a bit closer. I guess from further away, you know, you can technically see the beam. It's just becomes too small. It's just like a single line of pixels which get blurred out by the surrounding pixels. I was going to say by anti-aliasing, but I don't think there is any anti-aliasing in Minecraft, so yeah, from closer up it's more obvious. Which is probably so close by then you already crashed your ship into the rocks. But anyway, you get the gist of it. And yeah, so definitely much improvement the design of the lighthouse. It looks a lot better shape-wise, proportionally, graphically with the beacon. An incredible improvement upon the Port Plankton lighthouse. Similar design style. I've got more, obviously, the building at the base. Can't throw in the pearls for toffee, apparently. And again, lots of these are thanks to new features. Although I think actually when I did build the original one, I could have done the same thing up there. They have to be powered by the light sensor thing. Obviously, you can have the daylight sensors. They're still very, very new. These people are waiting for the ship to arrive. But all they'll get is the Master Sword in their face. Actually, fun fact, completely irrelevant, but you may know that if you kill a cow with a fire aspect sword, I mean he catches fire, but if it's a one-hit kill, you get an achievement. But he did drop steak. I thought they normally only dropped raw beef. Unless it was actually the fire that killed him. Maybe they've changed that. Anyway, so maybe that's not a fun fact. Anyway, I was going to say that if you shoot them with a flame bow, you do actually get the cool stuff. I don't have any arrows on me. I put them in his chest. So I'm not entirely sure now whether that is an effect of flame bows or if it's just a fact of life. So I wonder if that means now you can use a Fortune Fire Aspect Sword to get loads and loads of cooked food. In any case, that's kind of an irrelevant off-topic point. I'm going to call this an episode because I think that is a splendid place to end it, because that is an amazing site. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Remember, if you want to check out that plan and try and follow along at home, feel free. That's what it's there for. If you don't, that's fine too. I don't care. Nobody cares about my stuff. Yes, so it's up to you. It looks quite nice. Definitely, if you want to build a lighthouse and are considering it, feel free to rip off my design either entirely or make variations upon it. Obviously, I've ripped off some of the ideas from other people anyway. So. But yeah, I need to get my outros shorter. I end up rambling for 5 minutes just trying to say goodbye. So, thanks for watching. See ya. Well, that totally ruined the effect, didn't it?